Growing up, I was an insecure individual. I was fat and overweight, I had no confidence, and I didn't know how to speak to anyone, especially females, boys. I've hit a position where I'm now confident to even speak on camera, to even upload videos online, and to actually have a way of speaking. I think before I speak, I understand what point I'm trying to push across, and it didn't happen overnight. The truth is, I took so many days off when it comes to speaking to people in real life, just so I can study the ideal or study the way people do it, right? And I'm sat here in front of you because I know there's a lot of people in that position right now because they lack confidence, they lack the ability to speak to people, and they lack the ability to be comfortable within their own skin. So this video is going to be covering 3 points that I want you guys to learn in order to be a confident young individual. So we're going to start off with number 1. I've written down is unshakable presence. Unshakable presence is the idea of being so okay within yourself that you don't really care for the approval of anyone else. For my personal experience, I always kept trying to be someone I'm not. And where I grew up in East London, there was a lot of hood rats and people that wear, dark clothing, and they would pretend like they don't watch the programs that I grew up watching and stuff like that. So they were putting up a persona, right? But the idea with the unshakable presence is to make sure that you are your most authentic self. You're not doing it to try and put on a fake persona for someone else to be like, oh, he's quite cool. Do you understand? The idea is to be so okay with who you are that you don't really care about anyone else. So where prior to having this mindset, I used to always show that I'm cool and show that I'm dark and I'm that sort of guy. But then recently I've been owning the fact that I like Marvel, owning the fact that I have so many trainers, owning the fact that I go to the gym now. And that's the character I've built upon myself, which is my true authentic self. So if you're in a position where you're faking a persona just to be a part of a crowd, then stop doing that. You can easily get more reputation if you started being your most authentic self, because there are people like you, that will want to be around you. So that would be my first one, unshakable presence. Be your true authentic self. The second one I want to go through is givers energy. Now, when it comes to confidence, understand that you are confident within yourself, right? So you don't really need much from anyone else. You don't really need much from the other person you're trying to have a conversation with. The idea of having givers energy is to keep giving. Me and my friend went through a few videos together while we were growing up through our self-improvement stage only about 2 years ago now. And we realized that the best way you can be a confident individual is if you give. Because giving is a gift in itself. Being able to have that ability to say to yourself, I can give and I can give and I don't need anything else, would automatically put you on a pedestal within your own brain. It will automatically give you that authority figure within your own brain. And that stuff people can see. If you're giving in a scenario where you're now speaking to an individual and you're giving them compliments, you're giving them the ability to express themselves, you're giving them the ability to now talk about themselves in a light that they thought they couldn't do it to a stranger, you're pretty much giving givers energy. So make sure whenever you are having a conversation with someone, give them as much as you can without expecting so much back. And that's the way you can upgrade your ability to be confident. And the last one that I want to say is be able to turn your brain off. But what do I mean by that? You want to study so hard in this idea of being a confident individual that you don't even need to overthink situations. When I'm speaking to a camera, when I'm speaking to someone, or when I'm trying to preach game or trying to make a video, for example, my brain is just flowing and I'm just going and going and going. I'm not thinking much, but the minute I overthink, that's when I'm going to start blurting stuff out. It just happened now. Do you see where I took a pause there? I paused myself because I was thinking about what I was going to say, because I was talking about overthinking. Try not to overthink. And I've had this scenario when I'm approaching women, for example. I'd go up to a woman, because I'm overthinking, I fumble the bag. But the rare scenarios where I'm like, okay, I like this individual, so I'm going to go over to them and speak to them, I've always won. When I was in Spain, I did that on around, just an experiment, by the way, 10 individuals. So it was a mixed bag, maybe 7 girls and 3 guys. I just went up to them, straight away, introduced myself and gave them a compliment. Or if it was a guy, I straight away gave them a compliment on the form that they were doing at the calisthenics parks that I was at. Or giving them a, oh, Ra, you're quite big, bro. Like, I'm just putting myself in that position where they feel they are being pushed into a direction to have an open conversation. So in this example, when I was talking to a female, I'd go up to the female and be like, I'd be annoyed at myself if I didn't speak to you. So it pretty much tells them, oh, he's now taken a frame, he's getting rid of the wall. Because he's so confident within himself, he can now look a bit lower in that sense, where I can expose myself basically to tell them my emotion because I'm so confident within myself. And in a sense gives them a compliment too, because I want to speak to you clearly because you're a good looking female, innit? So yeah, when it comes to being a confident individual, you just need to take these free frames in, keep trying. That's one thing I would say. Keep trying, just keep going and taking your shot. At the end of the day, the person that doesn't shoot is never going to score, and the person that does shoot has a chance to score. So make sure you keep going. And yeah, that's it from me. If you are enjoying these sort of videos, and drop a like and a comment and subscribe as well. Hopefully that helps, boys. Love.